Welcome back. It is Sunday, November 17th in the NBA. My best bets are on the way, including our second two-unit play of the season. We're 1-0 on them, going to 2-0 after today. If you are new, my name's Austin. Thank you for tuning in. As always, we begin recapping how we did yesterday. And man, it was a frustrating one. 0-1. Brandon Miller is over in points plus assists. If I told you he had 11 after the first quarter, you probably would feel really good. Yeah, no, he did nothing the rest of the game. Shot 5 for 17. God forbid, let me take an under and watch how good those guys shoot. We have not had a lot of luck going our way, and a great matchup too. Our other play was Wembanyama. He did not play. So 0-1 and 1, if you want to call it that. I know it's been a frustrating start to the season, kind of break even, more or less. You guys know NBA is my best sport. We've just been a little bit unlucky. Some bad reads. I'll own up to those, but some that are feeling like, man, we should have cashed that 95% of the time, and we just are hitting that 5% variance, which is like, well, let's keep pushing on through. But I really like the plays we got coming on in today's video. Typically Sunday's NBA video, not the most viewed one. So if you're out here, do me a favor, go down below and like and subscribe. I certainly would appreciate it. We obviously have a bunch of other NFL videos we posted two yesterday, including a two-unit play in the NFL. So go check out those videos. I'll link them at the top of the description. A bunch of player props and anytime touchdown parlay, same game parlays, all that stuff. Those two videos were posted yesterday. But you guys came here for some NBA picks. And I have two winners. Actually, I have 3 or 4 props. Logan's got 2 picks. And we're going to begin with the two-unit play today. Today, we're involving one of the guys on my shirt. Now, you'll see there's a couple guys that probably aren't on that same team. Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton, no longer a Phoenix Suns. So we're going to talk about Devin Booker. And I'd argue this is kind of a similar scenario he finds himself today. If you just want to replace CP3 with Bradley Beal and DeAndre Ayton with Kevin Durant, who are both inactive. My two-unit play this day, Devin Booker over 25.5 points, minus 120 on BetMGM. If you don't know what units are, they're a standard measure of your bankroll. Typically, 1 unit equals 1 to 2% of your bankroll. So 2 units would obviously be double that. And I really like Devin Booker. The only 2-unit play I've done this season is SGA's over in points. He came through in the third quarter. We've done some 1.5-unit plays. I feel like those are about 500. We've had some that have just been terrible luck. 2-unit plays, though, hey, undefeated, trying to go to 2-0 on 2-0 plays. That sounds pretty cool. Let's talk about D-Book, though, because obviously the last 2 games we faded him. We faded him against the Kings, a team he struggles against, a team that doubles him. Same thing against the Thunder. However, now he has a much better matchup against the Timberwolves. Now, on paper, the Timberwolves obviously a very good defense, but it's not about, necessarily the matchup. Well, it's not necessarily about the team overall defense. It's how they defend Devin Booker, which is what we're more concerned about. And I love this spot for him. The Timberwolves, 3rd fewest catch and shoot, 3-point attempts, 4th fewest makes allowed in the league. Minnesota ranks 21st defensively, defending the pick and roll ball handler. So again, we've talked about the Kings and the Thunder, 2 teams that are elite at defending that pick and roll ball handler and give up a lot of catch and shoot threes. That is the opposite of the Minnesota Timberwolves. They stay home on the 3-point shooters, and instead they let Rudy Gobert and those guys kind of man whoever's running the pick and roll. Now, obviously, Rudy Gobert is going to be in his heavy drop coverage like he normally is, so you should see Devin Booker get to the 3-point line. Open shots there. He can also get to the mid-range and get the shots there, and we know he's obviously capable of getting to the free throw line. There's a reason that last game, De'Aaron Fox, 60 points on the Blazers. That's just how they play defense. Is D-Buck going to drop 60 today? Probably not, but I won't lie to you. I almost played him to 30, 35, and even 40 points. I think 40 points is plus 1,000. Again, with no Durant and no Beal, he's going to have to score here. And while you could be like, honestly, he had to do that the last 2 games. That's not how the Kings and Thunder defended him. I expect the Timberwolves to defend him how you would want him to be defended if you're trying to take his over in points. And we've seen D-Book play well in this matchup. Last 5 games against Minnesota with Rudy Gobert active. 32, 29, 31, 13, and 23 points. So over in the first 3, under in the last 2. What happened those last 2 games? One of them he shot 3 for 12. Durant and Beal were both active. They obviously are going to take some usage away. The other one he shot 6 for 16, ended with 23. Beal had 36 points. Durant was active as well. I think Grayson Allen was active at 2. Again, like I said, there's no Beal or Durant today. Grayson Allen could return, and even if he does return, I'm not mad with him being out there because he's actually a really good shooter, and you're not going to leave him open. You could maybe leave Josh Okogie open. That guy sucks. But again, they're going to leave probably Booker on an island against Jaden McDaniels or all their elite perimeter defenders. Booker's going to get the usage today that you would expect from him normally with these guys out. And last season, when Booker had 18 plus shots, he averaged 32.5 points per game, went over in 78% of the games. Again, I love this matchup for him. I know it doesn't seem like you're facing the Timberwolves. It's a really good defense, but hey, this is a good spot for him and where he wants to score. And it's not a great spot for the guys that are just sitting on the perimeter catching and shooting. That's not what the T-Wolves give up. They want the opposing team to go one-on-one against you, and that's exactly what we want. The other teams like the Kings and Thunder didn't want to allow that. So again, I think this is a good spot for D-Book. I'll take his over in 25.5 points for 2 units. If it goes up to 26.5, I'd probably play that at 1.5 units, just because, that's a little bit of a difference there. But I think D-Book scores 30, and there's a chance he scores 40 today. That's how confident I am with D-Book, making us 2-0 on 2-unit plays. You guys know I don't do a lot of 2-unit plays. When I do, it's because I love it. We're taking D-Book. Let's move to another guy that probably doesn't like D-Book. Luka Doncic. I love his over 16.5 rebounds plus assists. I'm playing this for 1 unit. This is minus 110 on DraftKings. If you're like Austin, I only have individual lines. I did like the over and assist a little bit more, but the rebounds are going to be hard to pass up here. So I'm playing this over 16.5 rebounds plus assists for 1 unit. And why not get a little bit fun? Luka Doncic triple-double. I'm only playing it for a quarter unit. 0.25 plus 600, though, on Bet365. So again, 1 unit on his regular over and rebounds plus assists, and then a quarter unit on triple-double. So we're, taking a little bit. Obviously, if Luka's going to get a triple-double, he's going to cash the over and rebounds plus assists. There's obviously ways where he doesn't cash triple-double but gets the rebounds and assists. That's probably more likely, but I like the triple-double at plus 600. Luka yet to have a triple-double this season, so one could argue he's due. I'll count these as my second and third pick. Again, quarter unit, triple-double, 1 unit, Luka over and rebounds plus assists. Luka this season, he's averaging 7.8 rebounds per game and 7.8 assists per game, good for 15.6. So a little bit below what we need. He's only over this line action 5 of 13 games. He's had 3 games, though, where he ended on the hook. So 8 of 13, he's right there. Obviously, he's coming off a game yesterday against the Spurs. He didn't really play a lot, only 28 minutes. It was kind of a blowout, and they obviously were monitoring his minutes for a bigger matchup tonight against the Thunder. Now, obviously, we want to look at his potential rebounds and his potential assists. Luka, we know, has the ball in his hands a lot. He's averaging 14.6 potential assists per game and 14 potential rebounds per game. I believe he's third on the team in potential rebounds behind Gafford and Lively, though both those guys are still averaging like 14.1 and 14.6. So they're right there. He's their second leading rebounder at the end of the day. But OKC, most rebounds per game allowed, 25 assists per game. That's 10th fewest. I'm not really too worried about the assists per game. A 10th fewest. This is an OKC team not giving up a ton of points, but they're giving up a lot of assist opportunities. Guys just aren't making those shots against them. But I think that Luka's primed for a big night tonight. And now, I don't think he scores a ton of points. He certainly could. His line's 27.5. But again, we've talked about OKC plays defense. They want to double your number 1 option. We saw them do that to D-Book. What did he do? He passed it to his teammates. They bricked every single shot known to man. This is a much better spot in offense for the Dallas Mavericks. You want to double him? Well, fine. You got Kyrie Irving on the perimeter, and you got Klay Thompson on the perimeter, and then you got a bunch of other catch and shoot guys, which are 10x better than what the Suns have to offer in that game. So this should be a good spot for Luka. He has notoriously played really well against them. I think I just noticed I have a typo for this next one, but Luka's last 7 regular season games versus OKC, not Dallas, obviously. These are regular season. I don't want to count playoff games. 10.9 rebounds per game, 11 assists per game, over this line at 6 of 7, triple-double in 3 of 7. There's one messy and it was 16. Look, this should be a good spot. We think about the Thunder, no centers. So I think you'll see if Luka can get into the paint, they'll probably double him there, but he could throw up a alley-oop to Lively or Gafford. He also can kick it onto the perimeter. This is too good of a spot here to not back the rebounds and assists here. I think he could easily get the triple-double as well. So again, 1 unit on his over and rebounds plus assists. That's obviously the safer play at minus 110, I believe, on DraftKings, a 1 unit play. Sprinkling a quarter unit on the triple double. I don't think this should be close to plus 600 given the matchup. I think this should be closer to probably plus 250. So I think we're getting some good value here. I really think he can pile up the rebounds. So we think about the Thunder. They don't have any perimeter big men end left. So all the guys that are out on the court can shoot threes. So you should see Gafford and Lively have to be taken out a little bit further onto the outside the perimeter. They're still going to play those guys because those are part of their rotation. But again, they'll be taken out to the perimeter. Luka should be down there to grab the rebounds and end those defensive possessions. So I really like this one. Again, 1 unit on the over and rebounds plus assists, just a quarter unit sprinkle on the triple double at plus 600. I played the triple down to about plus 400. Then I'm probably out there. I love Luka. Those are my 2 plays for him. Now I'm going to throw it to Logan. He has a spread pick, and the first one he has is a certified winner because he's running it back. Logan, the floor is yours.
So I got 2 spread picks, one of which returns us back to the scene of the crime, and we're going to tackle that one first. I'm taking the Indiana Pacers minus 2.5. Minus 108 odds on DraftKings is currently your best value. Now we know Friday left us in pain. The Pacers did not come through for us. When I picked them Friday, I kind of mentioned I knew there was a chance to double down on them Sunday, even if they lost that game on Friday. That's what I'm doing here. At home, Indiana 3-1 against the spread, 4-2 against the spread after a loss. Still pretty solid numbers for Indiana against the spread. I think they improved that today. They also played one of the worst games they could actually play. I mean, they had a terrible game Friday, 20 turnovers. The starters were like a minus 20, minus 25. The bench was plus. So the starters didn't give us much to work with that in that one. But we know the Pacers still have the scoring, right? 13th in points per game, 4th in field goal percentage, 9th in three-point field goal percentage. By comparison, the Heat kind of overachieved in that Friday game. I mean, they scored a lot. Hats off to them. Those types of games happened. Can they do it again? 19th in points per game, 22nd in field goal percentage, 4th in three-point field goal percentage. They have to limit the three ball. Indiana's defense does. But I think they're going to make adjustments. And last year, the Pacers played the Heat in back-to-back games with a few days in between. They lost the first game by 10, won the second game by 15. Again, that's a wild swing of these games. Matchup to matchup, you'd swear that they're the same matchup, but they're actually not. They're like game to game in the NBA. It's weird. That's where you get the wackiness. They also had a similar scenario versus Philadelphia where they lost the first game, won the second game as well. Long story short, the Pacers make adjustments and they win this game. I do like the Pacers covering just a short number, -2.5. Again, I think the Heat, they hats off to them. We got to give them their credit. Friday, they played a great game. Pacers played a bad game. It's up to them to make adjustments and bounce back today at home. I think they do that. I like the Pacers as my first pick, but Austin, throwing it back to you.
Pacers, they're winning outright today. We love them. Hopefully they come through for us. I get another prop, then I'll throw it back to Logan for another pick, and then I will talk about a couple leans for props that I considered. Jaylen Duran, over 21.5 points plus rebounds, a 1-unit play at -105 on DraftKings. Now, I looked at taking his double-double. That was plus money. It was like plus 120. Obviously, you can take that plus 120 to -105. People did that earlier this season with Rudy Gobert. I did the points plus rebounds. They did the double-double for like barely plus money. He didn't get the double-double, but he cashed the points plus rebounds pretty easily. I don't see the reason to chase that plus money. If it was like plus 150, fine, but -105 to like plus 125, I don't think is worth it. That's just me. Duran's coming off three straight bad games, unders, 19, 18, and 20 points plus rebounds against the Heat, the Bucks, and the Raptors. He's getting real close to it. We need 22 today, but now he has a great matchup. Obviously, the Heat and Bucks, very tough to score on the inside against them. And then Toronto, he missed 6 minutes in the first half due to foul trouble. Now, I'm not going to come on here and complain tomorrow if Jaylen Duran gets into foul trouble. He does have a tendency to do that. But I feel like this is a good spot for him to avoid doing that. The Wizards, bottom half of the league in fouls drawn, and they attempt the 10th fewest free throws per game. If you're getting fouled by Duran, it's probably because you're attacking the hoop and he's fouling you there. It's not like he's out on the perimeter reaching and getting reach-in fouls, hopefully, knock on wood. But again, this should be a good spot for Duran. We've looked at the Wizards. Most points per game, third most rebounds per game allowed to opposing centers. Duran's last 4 against them all last year, 12 and 14, 20 and 19, 10 and 18, and 20 and 17. So again, he absolutely destroyed them. And we look at every single center recently that's played them, went over this line. Clint Capella, his backup, Onyeka Okongwu, Şengün, Mo Wagner, Goga Bitadze, JJJ, Zach Edey. The list goes on and on and on. This team struggles. They have no interior defense. They're playing Alex Sarr at center. He's undersized. Jonas Valanciunas, he's not really shooting anything outside of post hooks. So again, this should be a great spot. Just avoid foul trouble. This one should turn green and should be a winner. So I really like Jaylen Duran's over in points plus rebounds. Now I'm going to throw it back to Logan for another play, and then I will talk about 2 props that I really considered, and I almost played them, but I'm just not going to play them. I don't want a super massive card on the Sunday. Logan, the floor is yours.
So the second of my picks is going to be an underdog, and I'm taking the Bulls plus 5.5, -115 odds on Fanatics is your best value there. The trusty Chicago Bulls, they've respected our money this season so far, and they rarely get line respect, which creates value to me. I mean, this isn't the most appealing team on paper to bet, but they just get it done. I mean, most of the time they're scoring a lot of points. They're giving up a lot of points, but they're at least getting around the number, and that's what I want to see. Chicago 6-6 as an underdog, but we just backed them at the right times. I mean, I swear that record would have been better, but I'm like, wow, only 6-6. Doesn't matter. They're going to go to 7-6 against the spread as an underdog today. This is the right time against the Rockets team that is just 2-3 against the spread on the road, just 1-2 against the spread on as a road favorite. Again, the road favorite in sports in general is a hard place to cover. Do I think this Rockets team is good? Yeah, I mean obviously they're 9-4 straight up, but could they be a little bit overvalued in this spot? I think so. Coming into this game on a 4-game winning streak definitely creates a little bit of inflated value on the Rockets. So I see value on the Bulls. We know Chicago has the offense to compete in these games. It's always what I bring up when I back the Bulls. They're 9th in points per game, 1st in pace, 6th in 3-point field goals and field goal percentage. So they're hovering near a top 5 offense in a lot of those important categories, and that's the type of offense I want to back. A hot shooting night is all really the Bulls need to be able to separate from Houston, who's just 23rd in field goal percentage, 24th in three-point field goal percentage. So you see, if maybe Houston doesn't bring their A game defensively, and they let Chicago get some good looks, and Chicago just kind of stretches out the lead and doesn't look back, there's a potential for Chicago to win this game outright. I do really like the Bulls in this spot. But again, I'll take them plus the points because you know what? NBA is weird. If you told me this was a 3-point game, wouldn't call you crazy at all. But I like the Bulls a lot as my second pick of the day. Hopefully we can have another couple spread winners in there. Love those today. Austin, turn it back to you though.
Hey, the Bulls, they respected our money. They might come home tonight with an outright win. Hopefully they do. Here's 2 props that I considered. I won't have a graphic on the screen. I'll just have to talk to you about them. Zachary Researche of the Atlanta Hawks. I like his over in points plus rebounds. 16.5 is the line to be exact. He is an Atlanta Hawk as they face the Portland Trailblazers. Why did I like Zachary Researche? What is he, the number 1 overall pick? I think it's a good spot for him. The problem with him is I didn't want to bet on him. I'm looking at his stats on the side. Last 2 games, 4 for 13 and 4 for 12. He's going to get the opportunities. How does he score his points? A lot in transition and a lot in spot up opportunities. The problem is he's only shooting like 22% from 3. So I could see him getting those shots. Problem is he going to make them on the road? I don't know, but I like the spot for him. I like the rebounds too because it's only like 3.5. He's had some games with 9, 7, 6 rebounds. So I like the value there. Zachary Researche, I just don't want to lose on another guy breaking every shot. And he looks like the prime example. I hope he cashes so I could see that, hey, the reads are getting there. Just not going to do it. And then Darius Garland's over in assists at 7.5. It's plus money. I almost took him for 10 plus assists. Obviously, Garland of the Cavaliers. They're without Donovan Mitchell today. While you could say, hey, that will lead to more shots, I think it just leads to him being more on ball. And he's had a couple games last year without Donovan Mitchell against the Hornets, who they play today. Double-digit assists in both of those 2 games. Also, Hornets, no size inside. So you should see him be able to dish it down to Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Just have to hope those guys convert him. So I really liked it over in assists. I've had bad luck on assist props. I'm not getting involved. Hopefully Luka's teammates are making some shots for him, but we have the rebounds in there as well. So those are going to do it for our favorite picks today. To recap, 2 units on D-Bucks over in points. 1 unit on Luka's over in rebounds plus assists, plus a little quarter unit sprinkle on him to get a triple-double. Then we have Logan's 2 picks. We have the Bulls plus 5.5, Pacers minus 2.5, and then Jaylen Duran's over in points plus rebounds. That is the card. That might be a sweep. Let's go 6-0. We need some luck to go our way. Obviously, I think we're going to have a big day. I really like D-Buck. I really like all the plays I have. I've liked all the plays we've had the last few weeks. We just have been a little bit unlucky. It's eventually going to turn our way. As always, appreciate you guys for supporting. Do me a favor, 2 NFL videos. Go check them out. Props, 60 seconds, all this stuff. Go check them out. We're going to dominate the NFL. We're dominating the NBA. And I'll see you guys again in the next one. See you then. Peace.